Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the Bermuda Triangle. And I'm sure you've all heard of it at one point or another, whether you have heard that it takes you to a parallel universe or whether it doesn't even exist. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth about the Bermuda Triangle and why it's not really that scary and why it still could be pretty scary in some instances. First, let's start off with why the Bermuda Triangle isn't so scary. According to Brian Howard from National Geographic, there are a lot of boats and airplanes to go through the Bermuda Triangle. It is a heavy traffic area. Now, that's just how it is in every other part of the ocean. There's a lot of heavy traffic areas where many boats and airplanes crash with no trace to them whatsoever. And according to Emily Upton, it's pretty much just like the interstate. How there's probably a lot of accidents throughout the year on the interstate or on a highway. That's just how it is with pretty much the Bermuda Triangle or a lot of other heavy traffic areas of the ocean. But let me tell you how the Bermuda Triangle got its name and how it became famous. So, according to James Rogers of Fox News, published in 2018, he states that it all started with 5 U.S. Navy airplanes that crashed on training while they were going through the Bermuda Triangle with no trace to them whatsoever. There was a lot of radio sound, like a lot of people talking through a radio, and you could hear them talk, and they were just, their compasses were going crazy and all that other things, but we'll get to that in a little bit more. But there's also, the Bermuda Triangle is also known for the Devil's Triangle, according to the editors of the Encyclopedia of Britain. But those are more the people who think that it does take you to a parallel universe. My next point is that, well, yes, there has been probably more boats and airplanes than other spots of the ocean to crash in the Bermuda Triangle with no trace. But that could be due to a thing called air bombs that come from heavy storms or big storms, which there are a lot of dangerous storms in the Bermuda Triangle other than other places of the ocean. But according to Adam Lusher of UK Science, these air bombs have the power to plummet any boat, airplane, straight to the bottom of the ocean. And that's a lot of time why there's no trace of any of those, because they're at the bottom of the ocean. But it doesn't happen very often, but there has been instances of it happening. And according to Brian Howard, again, there's been a lot of research done lately about methane gas explosions in the ocean. This has happened in several other parts of the ocean, but there's been a lot of it happening in the Bermuda Triangle. And the methane gas explosion could put a hole right in the bottom of your ship, and there goes the ship. Sunk. Now, this doesn't really have a lot of, it doesn't have a lot to do with airplanes. But according to Tanya Lewis of Life Science, October 2014, we really didn't know that methane gas was exploding in the ocean probably till 8-9 years ago. So a lot of maybe our childhood, we thought the Bermuda Triangle was scary, but now we have much more insight on why it's just nature doing its course. But there is a lot of wrong compass readings in the Bermuda Triangle. According to Emily Upton, who I mentioned earlier, in the Bermuda Triangle, the compass does not point towards true north, as it points to magnetic north, which those two, believe it or not, are actually 20 degrees off, which makes a huge difference. According to Benjamin Redford of Live Science, you can find yourself anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 miles off course if you do not compensate for that extra 20 degrees on the compass. According to Brian Howard, though, he says that sailors and pilots usually know how to compensate for errors like that. They usually know what parts of the ocean that happens in. But according to Adam Lusher, much of the crashes that have happened in the ocean with boats or airplanes that have no trace isn't really that mysterious. It's just human error and nature, which that happens, you know? Humans aren't perfect, and it just happens a lot more in the Bermuda Triangle because of the wrong compass readings. But thank you for listening to my speech about the Bermuda Triangle, and I hope you got more knowledge about it and maybe why it's not so scary after all. Thank you.